Don't you hate employees? Yeah, I know that sounds really strong. Hate is such a strong word, but deep down, when you strip it all away and it's just you, you might even say you hate employees. I mean, the whining, the complaining, the sick days, the issues, the not getting things done, the mistakes that they make. Isn't it frustrating? Is it though? Is any of that really what's frustrating us? Or is the fact that they just won't take ownership the thing that really, really irritates us? Because we got stuff that goes on in our life and we sometimes miss deadlines and we make mistakes, but we're okay. We're okay with ourselves if we do that. Heck, there are probably even some people on staff that when it happens with them, you're okay too. And I guarantee, if you really look at it, it's because those people you feel take ownership of what they do. And what I mean by taking ownership is they actually feel invested, and you know that they're invested in your company. You know they're invested in the work. They love what they do, they love who they serve. They're all in. With those people, it's okay. Things happen. But it's that person who seems, a little lukewarm, who spends a little too long at the water cooler, or always takes an extra day or two to complete a task that you thought should have been done sooner, or the one who receives complaints from other coworkers or from the clients where you're just like, why am I paying you? And all those things that are happening, all those things that we actually complain about, are really just fruit of the root issue of they didn't take ownership. And if they did, you'd feel so much different. But how do you get them to take ownership? That becomes a real question. How in the world do you get them to take ownership? Well, it's interesting. I don't, in the past, I haven't listened to much Brendan Burchard, not for any particular reason, just hadn't. And I just finished one of Brendan's books. And in the book, he had a quote that was just absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. And it is, people support that which they create. I want you to think about that for a moment. I want you to think about your staff, whether your staff right now, your staff in the past. Hey, think about yourself even in things where maybe you had a boss or you worked with someone else in the past. I want you to think about those moments and those people in those moments for a little while, because in things that you were dictated to, in things that you were told, this is what you got to do, how invested were you really? In things where you had a hand in the creation, in things where you had a hand in the direction, how invested were you really? Those people on your staff who you say, they take ownership, how much stake, how much opportunity do they have to help shape the direction of where they're going versus being just dictated to? Those people on your staff who are malcontent in your mind and or not producing good enough, how many of them have a stake in where you're going? You see, people will support that which they create. Now, it doesn't mean they have to create the entire thing, but they need to be involved. And that involvement, that collaboration, is what drives and create ownership. So when you're sitting around, like we all have, and look, If you're sitting here and telling me you've never done this, you're lying. Okay, I've been in business long enough, and I've done it enough times where I felt like I hated my staff. Okay, it's not something I would have said out of my mouth. I guess I'm saying it now. Not something I would have said to them. It's not something I may have admitted in the moment. I didn't admit it in the moment to anyone but myself deep down. But let me tell you, that feeling that you have, it's your fault, but it's also fixable. And you can fix it. You can fix it. It's about helping your staff actually feel feel ownership because they have co-creation with you in where they're going and what's being created, and they have understanding. That's what you've got to do. That for me was a big shift. And so I thank Brendan Burchard, for, even for articulating that, because I'd never thought about it before. I never really stopped and thought, what is it that creates the ownership and allows people to feel connected? And he encapsulated it so well for all of us. So it's time you look at your staff a little bit differently. It's time we all do. Heck, even me. I'm gonna look at my staff. How can I help them feel more like co-creators? How do we accomplish that? Love to know your thoughts. Love to know your history with this as well. Drop something in the comments for me or reply on this newsletter. Talk to you later. Bye.